accident.
Okay. Hello, folks. We have Jean-Pierre joining us also. All right, hello, folks. Tonight we're looking at a very interesting beer, and it's Chimay Grande Reserve, or in England, it's called Blue Cap. Interestingly. Now, we want to first go to England, and we have Harry Blue Nose beer reviews. Now, you have a bright light coming in behind you. What is that?
It's the middle of the night here. It's just in my flat.
Oh, okay.
I can, I'll sort it out in a minute.
Oh no, that's not a problem. Is that called a Blue Cap over there?
I don't believe it is, but it is marked as Blue Cap. But it doesn't say it anywhere on the actual bottle. Now this is. Is everyone got 2015 on theirs? Some people. It's 2015, like different ages. This brand new bottle. This journey just come over. Literally about 2-3 weeks ago. This came over from Belgium. But yeah, no, it doesn't say Blue Cap anywhere on it.
Okay, because I was looking on the Chimay website, and you can click England or you can click USA. And if you click England, it says Blue Cap, and if you click USA, it says Grande Reserve. All right. Well, anyway, tonight we're doing this 9% alcohol beer, this ale, this strong Belgian ale, and it's brewed by the Trappist monks at Scormont Abbey, who founded the abbey, and it's been open since 1850.
Very nice.
The Kingdom of Belgium. A few little interesting things about this beer. And there's Brian. We're going to introduce who's with us tonight.
Large panel.
Yeah. This beer was originally introduced in 1956, and it was called 1956 Speciale. They were like doing a pun. Special ale. Speciale. Special. And it was a Christmas beer. And then in 1982, they took that same recipe and they rolled it over into this Grande Reserve. So this beer has been introduced twice, as a special and then as a permanent member of the Chimay family. The white cap, the red cap, and 3 years ago they started selling to the public the gold, the Doré, which is the low alcohol version that the monks drink while they're working. Now, so in England we have Blue Nose beer reviews, Harry, and then out west we have Tanya, and we have no one else. In the south we have, in Louisiana, myself and Brandon. We thought we were going to have the Brister from Mississippi, but he didn't join. But he said he was. I think he said he was. I know he said he's going to join us for Milwaukee's Best Light. From Alabama, we have Jean-Pierre, the Beer and TV Ramble. From the Upper South, we have Brian Shalky, who does beer reviews from time to time. Oh, look at that big bottle. And then from the North, we have Charles and John at Zone 1 in Indiana. We have from the Mid-Atlantic states, Maria Devon, the girl next door. And then from New England, not Old England, New England, we have Nate and Mr. David. All right, this is going to be a challenge to go through this beer because there's so many people. And has anyone never had it before?
I can't recall ever having the Blue Cap Grande Reserve. I cannot.
I'm prepared to be excited. What?
I don't recall ever having this, Jay. But you know, if you look at the cork's got the vintage year on it. If anybody's working on it, I've not popped the bottle yet. So.
Anybody got the small bottle like I have?
No. I don't.
I found that small bottle was very hard to come by. Mostly I see it in the 750 milliliter bottle.
This bottle was $5.39.
I give $10.99 for $7.50.
I got the pint. 9.4 fluid ounces.
Yeah, 25.4 ounces.
Corky cage.
Paid about 15, and so far it's worth it.
Me too. $13.99 for mine at the.
For what size bottle?
For the big one, the big
John,
750.
Yeah.
As a point of reference, it's the same size as those Foster's oil cans.
Okay.
750 milliliters or 25.4 ounces. So
Ooh.
some of y'all paid a lot of money. Tanya, how much did you pay for that 11.2 ounce bottle?
You know, I was just thinking about that. Probably more than I should have because I bought it at Whole Foods.
That's where I saw that for that price, Tanya. Whole Foods here in Mobile.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure. I'm gonna see if I can find the receipt real quick because now I'm curious. Hold on.
Okay. Well,
$13.99.
Harry,
Actually, I've had this beer, Jay, last year in 2014.
You did?
Yeah.
Okay. Harry, you're over there late at night. I know you're staying up late for this, so we're going to go to Harry first. I think we all know what it looks like. It's got that kind of moderate brown head.
Yep.
Of
Nice
a
head.
Crayola, and it's got that kind of fizzy, what you call that, beige head, cream-colored head. Listen to it. It makes a big crackle. Listen to that. There's a lot of life in this beer.
Beer
Harry.
that we're not listening to.
And when we go to each person, what you can do is you can tell us about we note the appearance. The appearance is standard. But give us your perceptions of the aroma, and let's see. I think they'll match up pretty well.
So I reckon I'm getting first sort of like banana, definitely some wheatiness present. Then you're getting raisins. You're definitely getting an awful lot of alcohol present. There's loads of alcohol in it. But yeah, raisins, there's caramel. I want to see some earthiness as well. But yeah, it's like an interesting combination of bananas with the wheatiness along with the raisins. It's like a initial kind of light sweetness, and then it goes on to more kind of winter earthy maltiness and very, very strong flavors towards the finish of it.
Okay. Well, I'm not going to make a comment. I'm just going to go. I'm not disagreeing with you. Actually, I agree with you. Out west to Tanya.
Hey there. So I think of port when I smell this. So I agree with that raisininess or like grape juicy, definitely fruity, and that very specific Belgian yeast. That's what I get out of that.
That's what it is.
Juicy. I want to drink it.
Yes. And I believe they use candy sugar. Now, down in the south, Brandon, what are you getting?
Well, I get a lot of what they're getting. It is sweeter on the aroma. That alcohol has a presence in that too. I mean, you got the plum and the raisin. That it does remind me of a port, like Tanya said. And yes, they do use dark candy sugar in this beer. That is they do use it in it. But yeah, it's just got that nice sweet smell to it. But it does smell like a beer.
Brian, we haven't seen you in a while. I know you have to work a lot, but Brian always sends me private messages and says, "Oh, I wish I didn't have to miss it, but I have to work." And I think that's the case for lots of people here. But,
Yes.
well, we're glad when people can join us, and don't ever feel bad if you can't make it. But Brian from Maryland in the Upper South, what do you think? Uh-oh.
No, we can't hear you, Brian. You got to fix your audio again. Uh-oh.
Eric's good at.
It's frozen too.
Okay, we'll get back to him.
Eric or Nate can help you with that. Yeah.
Now, I'm getting all the stuff y'all talked about. It's got a zestiness to it. It's almost like a spiced what's his? I can't think of his name. He said it was like Christmas bread. Christmas bread, liquid Christmas bread. That was
Huh.
I don't want to use his internet name, but
Video.
from Scotland, you know, Maria.
I know who you mean.
I know exactly who you're talking about.
Real name, what's his-
Why can't we use his name?
Okay, go ahead then. You say it.
Well, I don't want to be the only one. Why are we not saying his name?
Danny. Okay.
Yeah, why? What's going on here?
I said I'm not going to use his internet name. His name is Danny. Danny McFadden said it.
Yeah.
He said it was like liquid.
Hey, Danny McFadden, I like his videos. Okay, go ahead.
He said it was liquid Christmas bread. And Danny is going to get back into beer reviewing in the summer, right? So we've been waiting for years, like he's on this hiatus, but he's getting back. it's got this zest, this spice, and you were talking about the fruits. I get all that. I don't know about banana, but I'm getting all these fruits, right? And this richness, it's just so fabulous. And you said alcohol. I don't know if I'm getting strong alcohol or not.
With it, go ahead, Jay.
Now, Brian, are you getting audio now? Oh, hell. We're just not getting it, Brian. You're going to have to make some adjustment. That's so frustrating. He's about to throw the bottle at the camera.
Reboot.
Yeah, reboot. Good idea. Now, these technical problems. We're in such infancy with the internet. Okay, Jean.
Well, with this beer, I like the head of the beer. I really like this a lot. I like the color. In terms of the scent, like pretty much what everybody's been saying. I think more like sort of like I said, raisin, dark sugar type smell. I'm getting to it. Something that you would be making something around Thanksgiving or Christmas time. And within these 3 sips, I'm really feeling the alcohol in this so far. And this is quite good.
You've had it before?
Mm-mm.
Oh, you
first time.
Oh, okay.
First time having this, and I paid what I paid for it. And you know what? I think it's worth the money.
Yay!
Maria, and then we'll go to Nate. Maria.
Yeah, mine has just the perfect nose for the double. It opened up with like soft, dark bread, and then showed me dark dried fruits like raisin and fig, and then I got bright plum. I also got a nice candy sugar, but not enough banana to make that into bubble gum, so I like that. And I've got a light peppery hop underneath all of that. So I mean, I'm absolutely captivated. And if that wasn't enough, there's a light little bit of milky chocolate wafting around on the nose.
Oh yeah.
Woo!
Now, Nate, David, and then John and Charles.
And Eric.
I think our microphone's still working, even though our camera is not. So
we can hear you.
We can hear you. That's okay.
All right, cool. So yeah, I guess as far as aroma, I can definitely agree with, like, literally. I don't want to be a diplomatic person, but definitely everything that was said. With particular notes, the first thing that I thought was that it's very, very sweet. The scent of it is very sweet. I'm with you, Jay, on it. I'm not sure that I exactly smell the alcohol as much there. I feel like it's kind of reminds me of like a smooth liquor where there's a ton of alcohol in it, but it's just so smooth that you like don't necessarily notice it before it's too late.
Yes.
Before it's too late. Now,
yeah.
If Brian...
Can I say one more thing? There's also that ever elusive phenol that we all talk about and can't ever find. This one has it. This beer has it. And I forget who already said earthy, but if you're smelling earthy, that's the clove, that's the phenol, and it's pretty moderately strong. At least I think it is. I don't think this is a low phenol presence. I think this is moderate.
Yeah. It's very aromatic. Now, if we go to Brian and he can't use audio, what we'll do is be like Racer X and Speed Racer, like Nate has no video and you have no audio, and you can be his feet and he can be your eyes. Oh wait, that won't exactly work.
Go, Racer, go.
See if that works.
Remember when Racer X and Speed did that? One got blinded and one's legs went out. Okay, now, but anyway, we'll give it one more chance. Brian, do you know sign language? Now, but you could use this. It smells good.
Brian could type. Can Brian type?
Yeah, you can type it in. Type it in.
That sucks. Oh well.
All right, now
I got my other panelist here finally.
yes, now Zone 1, what do y'all think about the aroma? And then we're going to start drinking this thing. I mean, it's time to drink.
Okay.
I already have.
I'm gonna throw one at you guys. I don't know Jay's got it, and I have it also. A book called 300 Beers You Must Try Before You Die.
Yeah.
This beer is in it. But I get pretty much what everybody else is getting, the earthy tones. I don't get the big alcohol in it. I get some moderate alcohol. But I think what you're really tasting in a lot of this beer is, I believe this is a bottle conditioned beer, right?
Yes.
So I think a lot of the tasting you're getting is because it's a secondary fermentation on this in the bottle.
I think you're right. And if you look at the bottom of that bottle, it's got some sediment, boy.
Yes, it does.
Oh, there's so much sediment. I was actually just looking at that. Unfortunately, it's hard to see it, but I mean, you guys all have the same glasses. But anyway, I basically have a bunch of pepper flakes in the bottom of my glass and a bunch of stuff floating around.
Yeah.
It is unreal.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on in there.
And that's where you're getting your bottle conditioned beer at, because I mean, I'm not getting a great big alcohol presence in it, but you're talking about the yeast and the other things, and that's where you're coming at with the conditioning of the bottle in it.
Yeah, and mouthfeel too, which I think helps kind of cut the alcohol-y effect a little bit.
Charles?
I have to go back and agree with what everyone has also said. Maria stole the fig from me. But like a lot of great beers, you have a great yeast, and I think there's some good yeast going on with this beer. You may not smell the alcohol, you may not taste the alcohol, but you can definitely feel it on your tongue.
Yeah. Now we're going to go around the horn and talk about the flavor. So back to merry old England.
I'll say Mel was good. Yes.
Oh, I'm sorry. I skipped. I got so discombobulated with all this.
That's okay.
And
That's okay. I don't know how much we mentioned some of these things, but I'm noticing a really good aroma. Yeah, really good like brown bread or like a brown type molasses or sugariness or something like that, and that is playing into a big component. To me, that yeast is a big component of this beer, of this beer style. It knows that the yeast really gives it that earthy sort of a spice kind of a note.
What about who's your friend? You got to introduce your friend to us.
This is my buddy Dave.
Hello, Dave.
He used to work at a pretty big liquor store in my town in Mansfield, so he knows lots of things about different kinds of beers.
Oh, that's good.
Welcome, my friend. Good evening.
Yeah, welcome to the hangout. Now, Brian, you want to try it again, and don't get discouraged and quit, because it's all about hanging out. And
hear me now?
Yes.
Yes.
All right. Woo!
I closed some other windows. It kept multiple windows coming up for some reason.
Oh,
that's no good. What do you think about the aroma? Then we're going into the flavor, buddy.
Yeah, the raisins, first thing I caught. Right, yeah, and the banana, definitely, but it's kind of got that it's that port wine is almost a sherry smell, kind of. Now that the bubbles have gone down.
I was going to say sherry too, but I was too embarrassed to say it. I thought people might laugh at me.
But don't they use two different hops in this?
They don't talk about the ingredients on the website. It's like they're just saying, "Oh, it's really good," you could have
different hops in this.
You could have cheese with it. They sell all that cheese. Brian, you've had this before?
No, first time.
Oh, that's exciting.
First time.
Now, Harry, what do you think about the flavor? And then I'm gonna try not to miss anybody. But I think we're cool now. Okay, Harry.
Right. So an initial sort of like mixture of fruits. I'm getting orange, spicy orange. It always had like candied orange peel. If anyone has ever had that, I'm getting that sort of taste.
Like marmalade.
Yeah, sort of like that, but a little bit more spicy. Then we're getting like I'm definitely getting some caramel. I'm definitely getting some warmth from the alcohol back at the end of it. But raisins, toffee, caramel, orange, as I say. I'm even getting a touch of grape as well, which is what I was picking up in the aroma as well. This really is just a bag of fruits, like winter fruits and winter like cherries and plums and dates and things, just like winter fruits. And is there that touch of banana or meant like more like a slightly synthetic banana? If anyone's ever had that sweets which we've got over here, which are foam bananas, if you've got them, sort of like having a little taste of that. But yeah, on the whole, that's pretty much the taste I'm getting. It's like a massive combination of so many different flavors, and it just works brilliantly.
Can't argue with that. Okay, now going back out west, Tanya, what do you think about the flavor?
This is one of my mom's favorite beers, and every time I drink it, I'm reminded, why it's so good. It doesn't usually make it into my rotation very often, but it's just so rich in flavors, and I echo all of the things about the fruits. I get a lot of dried fruit out of it, and so it has that kind of sweetness, but it's not cloying, and it balances really nicely with that alcohol warming presence that's there, and a little bit of a dry finish. And it's really my favorite experience in beer, where you get that just smooth roller coaster transition between all these different characteristics, and again, proving itself as one of the best beers out there.
Yeah. Now, Maria?
Well, I think Tanya just said it all, but let me give it a shot. What I like about this beer is the complexity just unfolds. From the time you pour it until the time you're finished, you'll notice different nuances and different aspects of it. Basically, all the complexity that you're getting from this beer is from malts. So, I mean, while I have that rich breadiness, I also have a delicate crispness. I have, just all the flavors that we've been talking about. And it's kind of nice to just sit and sip this beer, because every time you take a sip, it's going to be rich and full. And I love the mouthfeel in this beer. This is a beautiful, full mouthfeel that's just chewy, and I love that. It finishes wonderfully. This is high carbonation, or what they call highly carbonated. You can tell because every time you tip the glass, the bubbles refresh, and they keep it light. They keep the finish medium dry. I love this beer.
Yeah. Now, Nate and David.
All right, our microphone is still working. So
Yes.
you want to handle this one?
Yeah, this is comfort beer. This is the thing. You sit there and you get a glass that's perfect. It's absolutely perfect. I like the combination of the flavors, and I think that the fact that the alcohol isn't really the primary thing to it makes it even that much more enjoyable. I wouldn't recommend drinking 2 or 3 bottles of it, but one would be good.
Yeah, and we were just listening to the synthetic banana comment earlier. It made total sense to us about that. It's really just like candy, the sweetness of it.
But good candy.
Well,
Yeah, good candy with 9% alcohol.
Yeah. Brian.
Yeah. Or it's kind of,
Brian, shocking.
I'm sort of getting that coffee chocolate stout almost to me. Like a I don't want to say Black Russian. It's sort of like a creamy, sort of like a barely cream, splash of cream on a White Russian type flavor to me. It's kind of sweet, kind of chocolatey, but it definitely has a little bit of that. Not so much. It doesn't taste like brown ale to me. It tastes more like a coffee stout. Little chocolatey to me.
Chocolate. Well, other people brought up chocolate as well. Mm-hmm. I'm going to say to me, and then I'm going to go to everybody. Man, it is definitely like fruit cake. If you don't like eating fruit cake, well, heck, you can drink some. I like fruit cake myself, but it's got those candied fruits. It's got definitely raisin, and it's got dates and a little chocolate. Definitely dark bread, alcohol. A little, what did I say, chocolate? A little,
Yes, chocolate.
Yeah, a little, but I mean a little bit. It's got,
and dark passion fruit kind of.
A little sugary. I mean, on the sweetness scale, it's probably 4 out of 5 sugar cubes. But the thing about this beer now, it does have hop bitterness. Don't fool yourself. If you think about this beer, see, when you drink a beer, fine. But I don't like to just drink a beer. I like to think a beer. So when you think on it as you drink on it, you're going to pick up that bitterness there. It balances it out. And it must be 3 out of 5 hop cones on that Cyclops scale.
It's got to
have those hops in there. You'd gag. It would be so sweet you would literally gag. You could not drink a whole bottle of it. No way. But that bitterness balances it out. It adds a little knife edge to it. And then you can tackle that 330 milliliter, or in most of your cases tonight, that 750 milliliter. Oh, you're going to sleep so soundly. Now,
before you go on, I'm looking at the BJCP style guideline, and it talks about ingredients for these styles. And it's suggesting that Sazer, I don't know if that's how it's pronounced, S-A-A-Z-E-R type or English type or Styrian Goldings hops are commonly used. And so that earthy kind of flavor, I think that Maria was talking about earlier, probably comes from the English type or the Styrian Goldings hops. So I'm expecting that that's probably what they were using here.
Goldings hops.
I'm thinking Styrian Goldings, definitely, because that's what's in those Belgian, like a DuPont Saison and things like that. That really nice, spicy earthiness. So anyway.
Another fabulous beer, that Saison DuPont. Oh,
yes, it's awesome stuff.
Now, I have that in a fermenter right now. I'm making some.
Oh man. Now, Jean, TV and beer and TV ramble. What do you think about it?
I think this is excellent. You know, like I said, you know, it can. Looking at the style, it says, what is it? It says a Belgian strong dark ale. It could go be that, maybe something else, but I'm really enjoying it. I think the texture is pretty smooth. It's the perfect beer to have this time of night. You know, it's 7 o'clock my time right now here in the Central Time Zone.
Yeah.
I'm at home. You know, I'm taking it easy. You know, this is a perfect nightcap beer, just like would be like the Lagunitas Imperial Stout or the 1050. Even though there's different styles, but this is the type of beer, you know, you can enjoy, relax, and you're gonna walk, you know, a few feet into your bed and sleep very peacefully tonight.
You would not want to drink this at a bar and then go driving around.
Hell no.
No, designate that
because I'm gonna spend the night in the pokey tonight.
Oh, this beer's okay. We're not gonna even talk about that, Tanya. Now,
yeah, I got to agree. Before we go on, I got to agree with Jean there when he said that this is a very smooth tasting beer. It's got a really nice. Maybe it has to do with the cork and cage. I'm not really sure in my version of the beer, but it's got a really nice effervescence that comes in, and not like I don't want to say like a Pilsner beer, but it has those nice scrubbing bubbles that sort of cleans and cleanses the palate. So I think it's I think in that regard it would be a really good beer with certain kind of foods. And since Chimay makes a whole bunch of cheeses, I don't have any Chimay cheese, but I have some sharp cheddar cheese and some jalapeno pepper jack cheese, and it goes tremendously well with those cheeses. It makes the sharpness go away a little bit. It accentuates the creaminess of the cheese, and it has almost, in that regard, it has almost a dessert kind of a quality to it. Like you could pair this with a lot of different kinds of desserts. And my buddy Dave was thinking about, you know, the pairings, and desserts could be a really good one for that.
Yes, and I think it does pair well with your stronger cheeses, your Limburger, your Gorgonzola.
Well, before we got on, we were talking about food pairings for this beer. I happened to Google it, and the only thing I found was that the Belgian double is paired with the same foods that Pinot Noir is, and I can't figure that out to save my life.
Like a steak,
they couldn't be more different, right? The Pinot Noir has acidity. This beer has none. I don't know why they say it's a similar flavor profile as far as food pairings, but
all the comments I see people making is everybody's talking about pork.
You know what this beer would pair good with?
pork duck, game bird.
A great big freaking Chicago chili dog.
All right, sure. All right, sure.
Most expensive beer with the cheapest food. Woo!
Oh, or some sky
I say burger. I say a burger with blue cheese. A burger with blue cheese, very strong. You know, Gouda cheese, blue cheese, something like that. That would go well with it.
Or some sky conies from Cincinnati with a lot of onions.
Ice cream, actually, vanilla ice cream.
Or
Oh yeah.
or in my account, what I'm getting ready to have in a few months, Crystal Burgers.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Crystal and White Castle. Yes. Memories of home.
Now, they actually just opened a Crystal Burger in my town. Okay, now, John and Charles, do y'all like the flavor of this beer?
What, Charles?
Oh, I think it's fantastic. You have to go back to what Harry said and what everyone else has said is you got the good dark dried fruit flavor. I mean that's what really comes out. You got the burnt sugar almost to me in a way, the caramel, and it finishes a little bit dry, not a lot dry, but a little bit dry at the end. But I think I think Harry nailed it. Cheers, Harry.
Cheers.
Cheers. Cheers to England.
Cheers to everybody. Cheers to everybody. And some people are making risque comments, and I think a beer like this at 9% alcohol lends itself to that kind of deterioration in conversation because it does tend to lower inhibitions and whatnot. Now,
loud judgment.
But the more this beer warms up, the more the taste changes in this beer.
It does. It's very interesting that way.
And I'm sitting here I let mine warm up for 30 minutes before we've done this evaluation, and I'm sitting here thinking, wow, this beer has really changed a whole direction different than what we're even talking about right now.
It is just a complex beer. Do you see why this thing is rated one of the top beers on the planet?
But don't you
100?
But you think about this, Jay. I mean, this is an awesome beer. I mean, made in Belgium. I mean, don't you think there's a lot of places in this? And I'm gonna freaking blow a whistle here, but would like to be able to make a beer like this over here.
They try.
Say that again.
Wouldn't you think there's a lot of craft breweries that would like to try to make a beer like this over here?
Well, I think there's some that probably do.
Ithaca Beer put out a box of Belgians right after they put out their very first box of hops. The following spring, they put out a box of Belgians, and they haven't done it since. But they also made delightful Belgian-style beers. So, I mean, it really is possible.
Yeah, doesn't Amagang
practice? I mean, these guys didn't get this good without doing it like a million times.
Right, and doesn't Amagang make stuff like this?
Yeah. They do, and they do it really, really well.
Yes, they do.
A trio, I don't remember when it was now, maybe in October or November, I got a trio box, and they were amazing. It was a really impressive beer. Yeah.
Who was it from?
Omegang.
Okay, trio is called?
It was a box of 3 beers.
Yeah, like the Abbey Ale, the Triple Perfection, and the Chocolate Indulgence, or whatever they put together in that box this year.
Brandon Burrell's leaving because he said he's got to go watch Arrow.
What show is that? I'm trying to follow that. What show is Arrow? What network is that on?
But I will agree with Tanya Maria that Omegang probably makes the closest beer to this beer made in a craft brewery in the United States right now.
Yeah. The most similar beer, and I think I mentioned this on Facebook before we joined up here a few hours ago, the most similar beer that I've ever had, that besides that Three Philosophers, that really reminds me of this beer, is that vintage ale from Trader Joe's. That's made by Unibrew. It is so similar to this beer. I think this beer has a little bit of softer and smoother mouthfeel and nicer feeling carbonation, but that beer for like half the price of this beer in a 750 milliliter bottle, there's no contest which one I would gravitate towards just due to price alone. I would definitely gravitate towards that Trader Joe's Vintage Ale over this one, but I think this one has a better mouthfeel. It feels nicer, but you know, is it a $15 or $17 bottle of beer versus Trader Joe's like $7 to $8 bottle of beer? I don't think so.
And I agree with you a lot on that, because last week we had a bottle of the 2015 Trader Joe Vintage Ale, and I would compare it to this. I mean, for price value point, I would take the Trader Joe over this.
I feel
but I give $10.99 for $7.50, and that was brung over here for free on a Thursday night beer club. But I mean, the Trader Joe's Vintage Ale down here in Louisville is like $7.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's toss of the coin. You want to give $7? You want to give $10? I mean,
I have to say that I'm drinking free beer.
Yeah.
Now look. The Trader Joe's Vintage Ale from Unibrew is really good. I'll agree with that. And I think the Ommegang beers are good. I've tried so many Ommegang beers, and they're great. I think the New Belgium Abbey Ale is great. I think the Abita Abbey Ale is great.
Yeah.
But that being said, I have never had a beer made in the United States that could come up to this level. Sorry, I'm not trying to be anti-American, but I've never had a beer from America that could hang with this or with St. Bernardus Abbot 12. I'm sorry, but
you're looking what you're looking at here is a bottle of conditioned beer with two different hops in it.
Right, and I agree with what you're saying about the price.
I think what you're looking at is the yeast. And
that's where you're getting into your bottle conditioning is the yeast.
The yeast and the amount of time spent on the craft.
Tanya?
I think the vintage ale that comes from Trader Joe's is good, and I've had it and I enjoy it. And I don't think, and correct me if I'm wrong, that I don't think it's bottle conditioned, so you don't get that same depth of flavor, and you don't get that same kind of creamy, full mouthfeel. And I also feel like, you know, I'll drink, and I don't want to equate it to, but I'll drink $2 Chuck. But if I'm going to have a nice dinner party and I'm trying to, you know, represent, treat my guests nicely, I'm not going to serve $2 Chuck. And so in that same respect, I would choose a Chimay or a Dom Perignon versus, you know, the Trader Joe's versions. As good as they are, they're not like fancy party good.
Well, I'm gonna tell you
Tanya,
what.
Tanya, real quick. If you didn't like them, you were serving the $2 Chuck, right?
No, and if I were still doing a fancy dinner party, I would still do it nice. And
I wouldn't care if I had a fancy dinner party at my house. We're having $2 Chuck.
Yeah, I'd buy the $2 Chuck just so I could have the Chimay with it.
Tanya.
I kick them out early so they don't drink too much, but I still serve.
Much love, Tanya.
But let me ask this question now, before things get too out of hand. Now, which is what usually happens with Chimay. But would you buy this beer again? I mean, it's a ridiculous question, but would you buy the beer again, Nate and David? Nate and David?
That's got a good answer for this, actually. Go ahead.
I've just gone blank.
He can't see. He can't see you.
No,
oh, okay.
He can't see me.
Yeah. So he's gonna pick. He wants to pick up 2 extra bottles of it tomorrow. So yeah, I guess we're gonna buy it again.
Good answer. Good answer. Jean, would you buy this again?
Yeah, and as you saw when my cat was in the side, my birthday's coming up on Tuesday. I'll probably buy this. I was gonna try to buy the 1050 for my birthday, but I'll probably go ahead and pick it up, and celebrate, my birthday with a nice, Mercado cigar, and ringing, hey, here I am at my age, which is anyway.
Everybody
Tuesday, I will buy it again, no problem.
Happy birthday.
Thank you.
Mad at me, Jean, because you were born in 1983.
We're forgetting Eric.
No, we're not. I haven't gotten to him yet. I forgot Eric once. Now, Eric, and then I'm going to Maria, and then I'm going to everybody. It's a big 1976. Oh, my goodness. That's
the big 1976. All right. Woo!
We went to Disney World. All right, Eric and David, would you all buy it?
Yo, Dave, what's your thoughts on this? What are you thinking?
Would you buy it
If
again?
you know, if I was going to go to a liquor store and purchase this, I would definitely purchase this. However, if I went to a bar, though, I probably would not purchase this, just for the sole fact is that all the flavors that you're tasting here, you really forget, though, that this is 9%, though. And that could be the hidden danger of this beer, though. So you have to be definitely very mindful of it. But to buy this beer again, I definitely would.
Smart.
You have to have a strategic strike with that 9%. It has you.
Yeah, definitely the Three Philosophers. I've had it once in my lifetime, and it was at a bar, and I was not driving so good, but you could definitely tell that compared to the Chimay Grand Reserve, that the Three Philosophers, at whatever the percentage that one was, I think it was around 8 or 9, it sort of tasted like it was that alcohol percentage. This one is very, very well put together. It has that smooth mouthfeel. The carbonation's just right. It has good sweet notes to it, but I find that even in some Imperial Stouts, the sweet notes can be almost too aggressive. In this one, it's pretty sweet, but none of it's aggressive at all. This beer doesn't burn. It doesn't have any warmth going down. It's not harsh in any way. And for a 9% beer to do that, I think it's a well put together beer. But like Dave said, I would buy this again, but with reserve, especially if I'm out and about on the town.
Right. Be careful. Don't be a fool. Maria, would you buy it again? I know what you were gonna say.
Oh yeah, I buy this beer frequently and often. This is a regular here. This and the Sanson. I happen to really like a double as far as a sipping beer, a beer that's not a stout, that's not 15%, that's not all caramel and not all chocolate. I really do enjoy the double. I think this one is just pristine. I mean, as we've been talking, like John was saying, the flavors have evolved. I've started to get a little bit of cherry to come from this one, and I mean, I think that as demure as this beer is, that's the seduction of it. It's tremendous in every way.
You think it deserves 100 out of 100?
Oh yeah.
Harry, would you buy?
I most likely wouldn't give it 100 out of 100, and the reason that I wouldn't take like the Trader Joe's beer is because as I keep ticking them off, right, I kind of feel an obligation to buy the ones I think are the best more than once, because you know how you tick beer and then you never buy it again. So this is a beer I make it a point of to buy again and again, and that's why I would do that.
Yeah, because you don't want to. But you wouldn't give it 100. Okay.
Well, I mean, I don't know what I gave it, but I don't think it was 100. I think I gave the Sanson my one and only 100.
I think it's kind of hard to give anything that 100 because somebody's definition of what the best beer is going to be totally the opposite for somebody else.
Yeah, but how do you know it's not just a big old tie?
Right, exactly.
Tom, the beer whisperer, says our grade beer's too high. I said, well,
if you like it, you like it.
That's probably true, but I try to give these people the benefit of the doubt. You know, I mean, I do tend to grade beer too high, but I can't help it. I like them all so much. Now, Harry, would you buy this beer again?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's not the first time I've had this. The first time I had it was probably about 2-3 years ago. I was in Hong Kong, and I had all 3 of these in one sitting, which was never the greatest idea.
Oh my goodness! You told me that story.
I got this as well.
No problem.
The rest of them at some point. But yeah, I mean, I had all of them in one big sitting, and it just was, you know, I'd never seen them before. It wasn't a good idea, but it was nice. Yeah, I mean, I'd happily get it again. It's a little bit difficult to get around here because I had a major hunt trying to find it, because originally I said to you it'll be easy to find it, and it used to be easy to find it. You used to be able to get it in any supermarket across the UK, and then they stopped selling it, and then I hunted down all the different beer shops that I know, and I got to one place, and they said, oh yeah, we can order it in for you. £3.50 it cost me.
Oh, that's...
It's you know, it's towards the higher end of what you'd normally pay for a real ale or craft beer over here. It's definitely towards the higher end, but I'd happily pay that because of what the quality is, the substantial quality you're getting for a beer here. Yeah, I'd happily get it again. It's just where you see it. You know, definitely grab a bottle. What would I compare it to though? What we get over here? So perhaps some of the beers from Harvey's Town, like the Olive Dove. Like we get quite a lot. I don't know how many you get over there, but we get up to about 21 age. over here, but compared to them, or maybe even some of the Rochefort, but this is perhaps on another level completely. I highly recommend it.
Now, Mathern sells a lot of this, the blue cap, red cap, and white cap.
You get them in singles, Jay?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. See, I wish I could get them in singles, but this is what I had to pay for.
Wait, you mean
$15?
You don't mean singles, you mean the small bottle.
Right, singles, the small 12-ounce bottles, right.
The small bottle would never be enough. You just get going on the small bottle and you'd be like, it's gone.
Don't feel bad. Don't feel bad, Sean. I understand.
I mean, if I'm looking at, I mean, the way that I look at when I do my personal beer reviews, if I'm looking at it according to is it good in the style, is it a good beer that I like, and the price alone, if I'm considering also the price alone in this beer, then I could probably only give it an A-. I couldn't give it much more than an A or an A+, just because of the, I mean, it's an imported beer. It's one of the best in the world, sure, but like $15 or $17 for a bottle of beer, or even close to $6 for one of the littler bottles of beer, it's not necessarily going to get the greatest marks for price point, but I'm just going to dump it down just a little bit on that regard. But otherwise, it's pretty good for it being Belgian beer. Absolutely.
You know what, though? But you know what? Gold ain't cheap.
That's for sure.
The beer that he's talking about, though, LaDou stuff, that stuff is $9 to $12 for a single in my shop. It depends on which one you're getting. If you're getting the old engine oil, that could be, $13, $14 for the 11.2 ounce.
Yeah, for whatever reason, the Belgian beers are always ridiculously priced.
Prices.
Yeah, the Belgian beers are always ridiculously priced compared to everything else, even from other spots in the world.
You're not going to get a Cadillac for Chevrolet price.
No, absolutely not.
You're not going to get a Ford for you're not going to get a Lincoln for a Ford price. Now, Brian Shalkey, would you buy it again?
Yes, I'll buy it again. It's a I'll try to find the smaller bottles, I think, because I'm going through this large bottle and I'm feeling it already. It doesn't have, it doesn't have that 9% feel. It doesn't have that hop taste until after, now that it's warmed up a little bit, I've had it out a while, now I'm getting that hop. It had that well-balanced taste in the beginning, the malt more, but like you said, sweet, but not overly too sweet. Just a little, and then a little bit of the carbonation comes through, but not till after, later on, you feel the carbonation that has come through, and you feel the fullness of the beer, because it's not really, it's so smooth and so light, it's almost light, and it's very well balanced, and you don't hit the hop, like I said, now I'm tasting the hops. Like I said, the hops presence really in there, and it's got a great balance.
And this beer is dangerous because you drink it, it can slam you. It's 9%. It is no joke. And look, Brandon Burrell. Oh, wait.
Bottle.
Brandon Burrell. I knew it was Green Arrow. I knew it wasn't Hawkeye. Now, what would you say?
Yeah, I like to find the little bottles and just get the little bottles at one at a time, because the big bottle, you go through it and all of a sudden, it catches up to you, because you can go through it so fast, because it's very, it doesn't have that, even though the carbonation and the hops, the bitterness are there, and it doesn't feel like it, and it doesn't have that 9% feel.
And let me bring this up real fast, and then we're going to go to the Zone 1. That's one good thing about those high-gravity lagers, those malt liquors like Schlitz VSL that Brandon was talking about, which is close to this, is 8.5% alcohol. That one is harsh. So
the 8.1, like Ice House Edge.
Oh wait, that's 8.0. 8.1 is Hurricane high gravity. But you see, those beers are harsh. They got like a jarring quality. So you're not going to go overboard with those beers. They're going to let you know. Those beers will let you know. Watch out. They have a lot of warning signs down the road when you're drinking it. Watch it. And you get to the next sip. You better watch it. You get to the next sip. Danger, Will Robinson, danger. So you'll with this beer is like a Black Widow. You think, oh, we're just gonna have such a great time together. No, you're about to die. Black Widow's gonna use you and kill you. Okay, so this beer is dangerous now. I'm drinking Milwaukee's Best Light, which has nothing to do with what we're talking about. Let's see. Going over to, I think we talked about Eric said he would, but he was bringing in the price factor, which I do agree with.
in general,
I agree with that. I was ripping on you. But I do agree with that because I shop. I shop. I don't buy everything ideal.
Yeah. There's nothing about this beer that shies me away from it or that tells me that there's no reason that I wouldn't buy this beer again. So if price had nothing to do with anything in the world, then I would totally buy this one again. Absolutely, yes.
Thank goodness I got it in a pint glass or a pint bottle like this because, for the price I paid for it, and also I saw this at Publix supermarket. And Jay and those who live in the South, everybody knows what Publix, how discount there is. I wish I had bought it from there. I saw this for $12.99. Instead of, I would have saved me like maybe $2. Since I paid this at Rouse's, I paid like $14.99. So, it's well worth the money. It is a very exceptional beer.
Jean, do not drive that car tonight.
I'm not driving. I'm in for the night. My wife and my kid are waiting to come home, and I'm going to be here waiting for them.
I'm begging you not
Probably
to
asleep.
begging you not to drive that car. Now, Charles and John, we're about to close it out. Charles and John, y'all said y'all would buy it again.
All right, here, I'll say I would let John buy this for me again because he did this time. But
Nice.
really. He bought this at a department store that has a grocery section called Meijer, and he's paid $10.99 for it. So you look at the size of this bottle, right? $10.99. I have spent a hell of a lot more for a hell of a lot less. This is a great beer.
Oh, I have spent a lot more for a whole lot less. You're right about that. And it's got about the best looking label you'll ever see on a beer bottle. And you can't get it in cans, but I'm just kidding there. But
I have to agree with Charles, Chuck, whatever you call him. But we sit here on Thursday nights, have a beer club. Saturday night we have a beer club. You're talking about $10.99 for an exceptional beer, and we paid $20-$30 for bottles, and finished them with smucks on our face going, I can't believe I just wasted my hard-earned money on a $30 bottle of beer.
This had to sit on a ship, come over across from the big pond. It didn't have to, get on a train and come across the U.S. or down the street.
You're right. And Charles and John, you and I and Maria too and everybody else really, everybody else for that matter, including Harry in England, we could make a video with a major rant about we're tired of getting ripped off by paying a lot of money for beers in America, and I'm not just saying America, that are supposed to be the greatest thing ever, and you pay $15 a bottle, and you want to attack the brewer.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sick of that. Now, I will say this about Anheuser-Busch. Let me say this.
Are you getting kickbacks from Anheuser-Busch?
No, not directly, but I bought.
I'm not from Miller either, so.
Yeah, let's not talk about Miller. But I bought a bottle of that barley wine, that Bourbon County brand barley wine.
Hell yeah!
It was so bad.
What?
I gave it a D. And I'm a generous. You know how you've watched my videos. You know how generous I am with a rating.
Yeah.
This is horrible. Well, I think they watched the video, in fact, because a month later they came out and they admitted that their beer was infected and was foul.
What?
I called them. I called the company in Chicago, but actually the phone rang in St. Louis.
Now let me follow up on it.
True story, and they said they're going to send me my money back.
Well, good.
Jay, let me follow up on that. Me and Charles and Robin, you've met both them guys.
Yeah.
We spent 13 hours standing in line for Bourbon County.
Mm.
We went.
We slept in a tent.
We slept in a tent. We slept in a tent.
Really?
Wow.
But anyway,
Oh, thank
The
you.
one with the turkey on it?
yeah. The what? What are you talking about, turkey?
Does it have a turkey? Hold on, I have to figure out what we're talking about. Go on, I'll listen.
Talking about Bourbon County brand.
Okay, so it's in
I'm
line.
looking
We
it
stood
up.
in line in a tent for 13 hours to buy this beer. That night, we went out after we purchased these beers and drank everything they had on draft. And I'm gonna tell you what,
Except for the rare.
except for the rare. Yeah, we did. We drank rare.
It was in the bottle.
It was in a bottle. Yeah, rare. But anyways, the barley wine was awesome on draft.
But wait. When I talked to Goose Island and Anheuser-Busch InBev, because like I said, it was St. Louis. I asked the lady on the phone. I said, "Am I talking to somebody in St. Louis tonight?" She said, "Yes." I said, "Okay, I figured that." I didn't care, but I just knew it wasn't Chicago. But it wasn't all the batches. Some of the batches were infected, not all of them. That's why she wanted the batch number. She said, "What is the batch number on your bottle?" I said, "Ma'am, I don't know. I threw the bottle away." But she found out where I bought it, and she looked up the date, and she kind of pretty much knew what batch it was, and she said, "Yeah, that was the bad one." So but they were straight up about it because they admitted that the stuff was junky. Like she said, "It's not going to make you sick." I said, "No, it didn't make me sick. It just tasted terrible." And they admitted that it tasted terrible. Yeah, Bourbon County by Goose Island. It's the barley wine, Tanya, not the stout. The stout was beautiful.
There's what it looks like right there.
Yep, that's the barley wine. That's the stuff that tastes like sweet and sour sauce and coconut.
What batch was it, Jay?
Huh? It's $10.99. But they admitted that they screwed up, and a lot of people are going to lose their jobs behind that. They don't play games around.
They just got some bad barrels, is all it was.
Oh, wait a minute.
Asking Rob.
There ain't no way. There is no way.
Am I going to have to get on Facebook and defriend you right now, Jay?
He's used to it.
Go ahead, block me if you want. There is no way. I'm going to try to get on Zone 1 in a little while and be like, "Where's Zone 1? No, there is no way. There is no way Anheuser-Busch is going to put out bad batches of beer, and a lot of people ain't going to get fired.
No.
Right.
Well, and especially since they had to open up a hotline and issue refunds. I mean, I'm sure
Never heard of that from that beer. I didn't know that.
I know. I heard.
Oh, yeah.
Never did.
Oh, yes.
I had the barley one on draft, and I didn't really care for it.
Uh-oh.
I don't know if it's much of a batch thing as it just wasn't a really good beer.
I liked it.
I didn't have it this year. I had it last year. I thought it was excellent.
I've had people drink that beer that said it was one of the greatest beers they've ever had. And I love barley wines. So
you want the greatest beer, get the Backyard Rye.
Mine's from 2013, so maybe I evaded this whole infected batch business.
Yeah, it only happened in 2015, but a lot of people are going to lose their...
Well, Jay, you always talk about this. It's always about quality control, and that's what the difference between the craft beer, breweries and the big boys.
But right. When Anheuser-Busch has a bad batch, they don't get on there and say, "Oh, well, we just had a bad batch." No, they're going to destroy a lot of careers behind that.
And you see my post on that, Jay. And I said that. I said, and you see my post on my Zone 1 thing. They stood up behind their beer and they said, "We're going to give you a refund on your bad beer."
Right. One funny thing, and then I'm going to go to Tanya. The lady asked me, "Would you like the money or a T-shirt?"
Jay. Oh, yeah, I want to rep your
T-shirt, of course.
I said, "Well, you can send me the money." All right,
the beer costs more than the damn T-shirt.
Right.
Jay, they had Migration Week here in Louisville. We went, for 6 days they had it. I think we went 5 to 6 days. We got free T-shirts, glassware. We got all kinds of crap for free.
Damn.
Yeah, the only company that ever gave me a bunch of free stuff was Pabst Brewing Company. They gave me T-shirts, caps, stickers, bottle openers.
What about
no free beer? No free beer?
They sent me Lone Star Light, regular Lone Star. They sent me $50 to buy Schlitz beer. They sent me a lot of free beer, in fact.
Wow.
Really hate to, hey, Jay, let me inform you of something.
Yes.
We are live on the air.
Well, first of all, when they sent me the free Schlitz beer, that was in 2009, and they had a thing called the Gusto Guys program, and they said if you sign up for Gusto Guys, you can get the free beer, but what you have to do is you have to go out to a public event, a football game or some kind of public thing, and you have to drink the beer and give it to people to drink. And then you have to take a bunch of photographs and prove that you were doing it. So I did it.
That fun.
Wow.
How fun is that? Awesome.
Are you want me to give away my free beer?
A lot of fun. So I went out to the Superdome in New Orleans, and all we did was we had this ice chest full of Schlitz beer, and we had this big, the suitcases up there on the car, and when people walk by, we asked them, would you like some free Schlitz beer? Well, 99 out of 100 people said yes, and they drank it, and we took photos, and there was one guy, he was like, I don't drink that shit. And I was like, golly, it's free. You got to have this attitude, But
I've never heard you swear. Holy macaroni.
Well, I'm quoting.
Mark the calendar, people. How long have I known you?
9%.
Hey, thank God for Chimay because Jay just sweared. I've known you for a long time, Jay. That's the first time I've ever heard you
And
swear.
the S word. It wasn't even a little damn. It was S.
Maria, the other night, remember the other day during the day when I was talking to you and I quoted somebody and I used I used a compound word when I quoted a swear.
You always say something silly and then say, pardon me.
Anyway, the guy said he didn't want it, and my friend Tom was getting mad. He was like, golly, it's free beer. What's this guy's problem? I said, look, they got these kind of people, But everybody else was like really excited. And then, but there's a lot of stories with that. But that was a lot of fun, and I still have my Gusto Guys T-shirt, and that was.
Can I mention something about the beer really quickly here? Back to Chimay here. I'm noticing.
Wait.
Uh-oh.
Tanya wanted to talk, and then you can talk.
Sure.
We're trying to get to everybody's faded. So, all right, Tanya.
What did I want to talk about? I don't even know.
Jay swearing.
You could just shoot
That was epic. I mean, he was like, people are making risque comments. You notice he didn't even quote them. I'm just saying. But anyway, what was the question?
You said, I want to say, and then I cut you off. All right, well, who else wanted to talk?
I wanted to say that closer to the end of this bottle of the beer, kind of where that sediment is at the bottom of the bottle, I'm definitely getting a lot bigger of a sweeter note and a lot bigger of like a caramelly, malty kind of a presence. So I'm thinking that there's a lot of flavors that if you just try to keep all of that yeast inside of the bottle, you're missing out on a whole bunch of flavors that the yeast is providing if you don't drink it.
Oh, I agree. I always tell people, pour in the yeast.
It tastes even better with it.
You drink it? I mean, there's a lot of sediment. Like, I have to tell you, I'm disinclined to drink this ounce, and I'm thinking, damn it, this is actually like a 10-ounce bottle of beer.
Yeah, because
it's chunky.
the bottom it does look nasty, but if you pour it
Wait a minute.
in a shot glass and just taste it, it'll tell you what the yeast is all the flavors that the yeast has.
Yeah, it's wonderful, huh, Maria?
It's
just put in a little shot glass at the end, and it'll show you all the flavors that the yeast does impart. Like what I forget who just said. The yeast does impart a lot of flavor. So if you have it all at the bottom of the bottle, just pour that ounce into a shot glass after. Drink it without that, and then taste it, sample it later, and it'll show you what all those flavors came from.
Okay, now. I agree with what Maria's saying. Now, any last comments? Because we've been on over an hour. But this is the kind of beer that deserves an hour because we're not talking about, we're not talking about Old Milwaukee Light over here. All right.
I have a question.
Our next episode, we're going to be cussing in contractions.
Yeah.
Let Brian, bro. It's like saying like Brian wants to say something. Go ahead, Brian.
I have a question. Okay. Just on that very last point that was made, that we have about the yeast. This says on the back of the bottle it was from 1862. Since 1862, this beer was brewed within walls of existing Trappist monastery by Trappist monks, and the exceptional yeast isolated by Father Theodore.
Yeah.
Since 1862. So.
Yeah.
What?
Well, wait a minute. I can explain that.
What were these monks doing most today?
Wait, Brian. They were drinking the Chimay Doré since 1862. The low alcohol, it's about 4.6% alcohol beer. Okay, this beer that we're drinking tonight was introduced in 1956 as a specialty beer. So no, they were not drinking this. They were drinking the low alcohol, and let me say this also. If you've never had the Chimay Doré, the gold, 4.6%, you've got to try it. It is fabulous.
Wow.
It's low alcohol, but it is beyond belief. It is the best low alcohol beer you'll ever have. Well, maybe it's moderate alcohol, but it's fabulous. Fabulous. Any last thoughts?
I do. I have one.
Okay.
Can I say this? And Eric may be the only person that knows what I'm talking about. Has anybody ever seen this? It's Spencer Trappist Ale. It's Trappist Ale made in the United States.
Who makes it? Who makes it?
Eric?
It's the there's a I don't really even remember the name of it. There's a monastery out in Spencer, Massachusetts, which is in the central part of the state. It's near the city of Worcester, Massachusetts. And they're the only, as far as I understand, they're the only certified, and as you can see it on the bottle of Chimay, as they sort of say it over here, they're the only authentic Trappist certified brewery in the United States.
This is actually, it's called St. Joe's Abbey in Spencer, Massachusetts.
Yes, that's correct. Yep. That's right. Joseph.
There's also a Trappist. There's also Trappist beers that are brewed in Austria, and I've had two of those. The Bello and I can't remember. Oh,
have you had this, Jay?
No, I haven't, but I've heard about it.
You will, because this bottle's yours.
What about me? Do I get one?
Find it at Rouse's.
If you meet me in Alabama on my way down to New Orleans, you can have one.
We're gonna talk about that off air because we got some major things to discuss. As far as traveling,
these beer tubers hate us going this long.
Well, does it really matter? Hey,
no.
This beer is fabulous. Chimay Grand Reserve is a fabulous beer. I mean, if you've never had it, and you know, we talk about introducing people to craft beer and how they say, well, so if I go to New Orleans, would you drink some beer with me, Jay? Tanya, that's a ridiculous question, obviously. And we would eat a lot of seafood and go take the ferry to Algiers and go walk around the French Quarter and go ride on the St. Charles streetcar and a whole lot and take a swamp tour. All right, but anyway, this is a beer that you could introduce people to the craft beer world, and I do not think anybody would be offended by. Oh, no seafood. Okay, well, I'll take you to the Joint. It's a very famous barbecue restaurant in New Orleans in the 9th Ward. You like barbecue?
I can get behind barbecue.
I love Coop's place.
Take it to the Joint. All right, but I don't think I think a Coors Light drinker, a Bud Light drinker, a Miller Light drinker would like this beer. It is not offensive. It's not harsh in any way.
It's not. It's, you know, and I see what you're talking about, Jay, when you're talking about harshness, because this is not a beer that's over hoppy, it's over malty, it's over anything. It's what a beer of this style should be. I mean, it's an enjoyable beer. I mean, you're not sitting there sticking a freaking hop between your cheek and gum like most beers over here is.
No. And like Nathan said, absolutely universally, what'd you call it? Accessible?
Likeable.
And let me just say this real quick, guys. And this is to you, Jay, Tanya, Maria, and Eric Thomas Meadow, thank you for exposing me to beers like this, because even though I've seen this and I walk past it, thank you for exposing me to this, because, you know, I'm a guy who's had craft beer before, but never something like this before. So again, if you watch one of my videos, I think I did a video for Le Freak, you'll see I've sent props out to some of you guys, or even Old Thumper, I believe it was. You'll see when I say that, you know, thank you, because you expose me to beers like this. It's more than just Bud Light and Miller Lite and, you know, Yingling and Schlitz, you know, out there. So thank you.
If I can take a
wait a minute.
I
don't think he would have joined us because I don't think he had the beer. I forgot to invite Rod J. Ventures.
Oh.
Hey, but he said he might want to start joining us. Have you seen any reviews from Rod J. Ventures?
Rob J. I think that name, he responded to one of my reviews, Jay.
Rod J.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that guy, he has got it going on. We got to get him in on this.
Rod J is the bomb.
Rod J, you know about him, huh, Brian?
Yeah, he is the bomb.
I want to plug his channel, Rod J. Ventures. Of course, Blue Nose Beer Reviews, Brian Shalky, Massachusetts Beer Reviews, the Beer and TV Ramble with Jean H. Pierre, Zone 1 Beer Reviews, Maria Devon, the girl next door, Tanya with her exceptional videos, which I love to watch. I don't watch them all because I don't ever watch videos for beers I've not had because I can't relate to them. But if I had it, if I've drank it, I'm watching it. All right.
Hey,
well, this.
Can you put up a link to his video, to his YouTube channel? Because I'm not seeing him. I'm thinking like Indian Rod J, but anyway.
It's Rod, R-O-D, Rod, space, capital J, space Ventures, Rod J Ventures.
Hey, Jay, hey, just send that out to us on a group message.
Okay. He does great. He is one of the friendliest people I've ever spoken to on the internet. I'm telling y'all right now, this guy knows his stuff. He is fabulous. But anyway, I guess we better stop because it's going way too far. But thanks, folks, for watching this pretty epic examination. And I'm at uni at 9 a.m. Oh, Harry, I don't even know why you joined us.
Hey, I got to go to work.
Okay, next week.
Wait, happy Thursday.
Later, guys. Hey, Harry, cheers, buddy.
Get ready to take a step. Get ready to take a step down the ladder next week.
It's not in my area, but I'll still look.
Bush Light.
Happy New Year, everybody.
Oh, yeah, that's coming up, too. Well, happy 2016, everybody.
Happy 2016.
It's going to be pretty exciting, I think.
Cool. It'll be next week. Milwaukee's Michelob.
Milwaukee's Michelob.
Oh, yeah, Michelob Light. I don't know what's going on. Where am I? What's happening?